Mami, mag-group project kami ngayon. Sabi ng nanay, ba't dala mo yung pencil at saka yung baso? Group project. This afternoon, you are grateful for all those sacrifices which you made because they brought you to where you are now. My dear young people, avoid the temptation of wanting success without the struggle, of wanting fulfillment without hard work. Yung tipong lahat na lang ng sources ng research mo ay galing lang sa Google, Wikipedia, YouTube at TikTok. Meron din naman pong library ang school. Yung mga pupuntahan yung school, may library naman yun. Bisitahin nyo rin po. I hope you have learned enough lesson during your junior and senior high school to sustain you in the years ahead and to constantly remind you of the need for sacrifice in every endeavor that we undertake. It was not necessary for Jesus to go through the passion. He could have redeemed mankind without shedding a drop of blood. It is a mystery why he did, but the mystery has a message that we cannot achieve glory without the cross. A Christian without the cross is a contradiction in terms, very much like a person who wants to get paid but does not want to work. The second lesson I'd like to impart with you today is about perseverance. The years that you will spend in college will not be easy. They will be years of difficulties and sacrifice for nothing worthwhile in this life is easy. You will need perseverance, resilience, and hard work. There is no shortcut to success. Take heart, however, for you have learned that you do not walk alone in this life. God will constantly be with you, guiding you to the right path, if only you would allow His voice to have a place in your life. As you grow older, you will realize that you will have to depend more and more on yourselves. And I am reminded at this point about the story of a young boy. Perhaps you may have heard of it already for several times. It is about a boy who wanted to challenge his grandfather to a game of wits. He had the bird in his hand, hidden behind his back. He asked his grandfather to guess whether the bird was dead or alive. If his grandfather said that the bird was dead, then he intended to release the bird into the air. And if he should say otherwise, that the bird is alive, then he would squeeze the bird tightly and strangle it to death. The boy looked straight into the eye of his grandfather, a mischievous grin breaking in his face. He was anxious to know his grandfather would answer back. He was surprised when, after heaving a sigh, his grandfather said, "My child, the life of the bird is in your hands." My dear young graduates, if I may say that already, you have heard it before that destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Truly, much of what you are to become at this point in your life shall depend on what you want to be. Nobody can chart for you the direction of your life. Your parents and teachers may help you, but then only you can decide what you want to be. Your college years will be full of challenges. Your values will be challenged. Your beliefs may be put to the test. Your ideals may be questioned. You will be in the midst of confusion and struggle. These are the accompaniments of growing up. And you will realize more often than not that you will be alone to face these trials and to make decisions. Do not be afraid, however, for you will not entirely be alone. You have learned to turn towards God in your time of need. You have found out for yourselves that God never wavers in His love, that God never fails in His care. Do not forget God. He will remain constant forever despite the many uncertainties of the future. This is a very important element of a Vincentian education that has been inculcated in you, and it will surely help you become resilient in the face of adversity. At this point, I would like to address the parents of these young graduates. My dear parents, I wish to congratulate you for today. You are also graduating. More than anybody else in this gathering, you, the parents, are overjoyed today because this graduation rites is a crowning moment to your efforts and sacrifices. May God bless you for your love and concern for your sons and daughters. Do not think, however, that your obligation is now ended with these ceremonies. Your task on a new phase has just begun. As your children go through their college years, the more they will need your guidance and support. I pray that God will give you the strength to continue what you have already begun. My dear parents, you should also remember that your sons and daughters are growing up to fashion their own lives. You cannot and should not make them exact copies of yourselves. You have to give them enough freedom so that they may grow up by themselves. You should be there beside them, but always mindful that in the end, it is they who will live their own lives. Your role is to help them be responsible for themselves. I wish to congratulate also the teachers and the administration, especially the Reverend Sisters of this venerable institution. We have SLA at the back. These young graduates will be carrying within themselves a part of you. You have molded them these last 2 years, some since elementary and junior high school. You have laid the foundation for them to pursue their dreams and foster resilience in the face of adversity. This should remind you of the serious responsibility upon your shoulders to educate the youth of this nation. Let us learn our lesson from the effects of the massive disinformation and misinformation from the last elections. I pray that God will sustain you in this vocation, forming Vincentian graduates. To all of you, may I ask your prayers for these young graduates, that their future may become brighter and that they may become better than us. Papunta pa lang kayo sa exciting na part ng buhay niyo. Congratulations, everyone.